Woo! Woo! I'm Chewy Mew and welcome to my channel where today we're going to be opening up the Toy Biz Marvel Legends Sinister 6 box set. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to do it live on camera so you guys can see the full experience of unboxing this thing. Which side should I open? I'm going to open this side because I'm left-handed. So I can just slide the figures out with my left hand. All right, let's do this. There we go. I mean, this is pretty exciting. I've already made some videos about this figure. Before opening it up. Come on. I don't want to damage this. Is there more tape on this or something? Okay, there we go. There was like a little bit more tape. All right. We should just be able to like slide this out here. Come on. It's pretty stiff there. All right. There we go. And that's what the box looks like outside of the with the figures outside or whatever. And so here we go. So we got like some tape in some spots. I'm going to have to cut those. And then we're going to pretend like the camera froze while I'm cutting these. So there are like a couple parts where I could actually cut it. All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm just gonna edit this as if it's like normally being cut. All right. There's one piece here. I'm just gonna rip this part. Okay, so I just got a scam call, and it stopped recording. Fuck. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I just got a scam call, and while the phone was ringing, I just declined it. But when I canceled it, it just stopped recording briefly, I think. So you might have missed when I just basically just cut the tape on the box. So that's all that really happened. Hopefully the camera is still going. This box is way too big to fit this on the display. I'm gonna slide that out. I think I cut all the tape. Okay. Yeah, so look at that's the packaging. Look at that big old box right there. You can see my figures up top. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It has this sort of like platform thing. I mean, figures aren't supposed to stand on it, but you can like stand them on it. And to the best of my knowledge, I think this is just hollow. Yeah, so yeah, there's like nothing underneath it. Oh, what's that? Oh, look at that, it's a knife. What the heck? Kraven comes with knives? Is there more stuff here? Oh, there's another one. Hey, look at that. He comes with knives. I didn't know that. I thought he just came with that weird gun. Okay, so there are those. I could have totally just thrown those away. Oh, okay, so I just paused briefly to like search the box a little more and see if there's more weapons, but I think that's it. And there's the poster book, which I'm going to do a whole video on just the poster book. So we can toss those over there. And now oh, that probably made a horrible sound. And now we've got the figures here. So, I mean, look at that. They look so good even in the box like that. Who should I open first? The one I'm probably like the least excited for is Kraven. So we should be able to flip it around. Oh yeah, look, you can see there's like Goblin's weapons stored in there. I'm least excited for Kraven because I recently got the Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics Kraven. So this one is like it's kind of the same, you know, and I already have one of these. I mean, oh, there he is. Here he is. I mean, I already own all these figures, but you know, getting to open it and experience them again for the first time in however long it's been, like almost 20 years, is quite nice. The one thing I'm scared of is the joints. Like, is he going to be super stiff? No, the head seems to work. What about the arms? Okay, the arms work. What about like the hinge? Honestly, some of these figures... so I learned a trick that if you push them up and then you twist the joint, it shouldn't break. No, that joint right there is pretty stuck. I'm going to heat this up. But what I was going to say is that some of these figures, like maybe Kraven and maybe Green Goblin, I'm just going to keep them stored in the box. Because I have some other figures that are kind of substitute them, you know. Like Classics Kraven is pretty much my main Kraven now. And then, and so that way I could just preserve these guys, you know. I feel like I'm going to break these joints, but you gotta break them in. The joints are really stiff. I'm so used to mine that I got as a kid that are just, the joints are super stiff. It's like, it's not even fun to, I mean, no, they're super loose. So it's like, it's fun to have them not be crazy loose. What about this? Does this thigh work? The trick is you want to push the joint up into it. So when you twist it, yeah, those thighs are not going to move. That's okay. Okay, I'm back. So I spent about a minute just prying these joints, and eventually I was able to get them loose. That's really scary, and it takes a lot of force. Because what you do is you just hold the figure, you push the joint up, and then you just wiggle it like that until eventually it gets free. But I would recommend, if you do this, just heat it up, like with a hairdryer or something, you know? And there's Kraven, and his two knives right here. Can you hold these well? He did in the package have a rubber band, and when I pulled him out, the rubber band came off of his hand. But it's supposed to be so that you can like rubber band his knives in, and he can hold these pretty well. He can hold this one pretty well. The other one not as much. But put this in here. Hang on. Okay, there we go. I had to turn up the brightness on my phone. It's really dark for me. You can like slip the knife there. The other one doesn't have a spot to put. And his weapon flew way over here. So, I wonder how this works. It's like all tangled up here. I think we could just unwrap it. Yeah, and then you press it. I don't remember how this works. This looks like a button. Do you push this? It's kind of stiff. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Oh, you don't press down, you just slide it forward like that. Can you see that? That's pretty cool. Yeah, so this is nice. It's supposed to be like a cool gimmick kind of thing where you're supposed to, you're supposed to shoot it at Spider-Man like this. And like you try to like grab him, you know. That's pretty cool. I honestly don't remember how this worked at all. I don't even remember this as a kid. I probably lost it like right away. Come on. Plug in there, you freak. Do they go in a specific way? Oh, they do, yeah. Yeah, so you can see it has this little like notch at the top right there. Can't see it, but inside the gun there's like a little notch at the top. Trust me that it is like that. It's really hard to show that, but yeah, so you just have to line it up and you plug it in. And then the issue is, can Kraven hold it? His left hand looks like it's a bit wider of a grip. Yeah, he can hold it. He can't really hold it. I think like for this, if I want to display him holding this, which I probably will, I'll probably just put like a glue dot. But he can hold it like decently. Like, yeah, you can't, like if you're to play with this like a toy, I mean, which it is, you know, this would kind of suck. You'd probably have to put like a rubber band or like a glue dot to have him like hold this and then, you know, like shoot at Spider-Man. What I'm going to do like videos going more in detail about the figures and stuff, you know. We also have his display stand. Pardon the loud noise. There's like some dustiness here. This is a very heavy display stand. It feels pretty substantial. That's the logo on it. Kraven's face and his chest. It has like a kind of dusty look to it. I don't think it would be dusty if it's sitting in a box for so long. You could put his legs on this, peg the peg holes on. They're very tight on his feet here, but you can put him on it, which is good, so he's not gonna like come off. He does come off still. Like, yeah, the peg holes on his feet they haven't been messed with since like the figure was made. And probably not even this copy. They probably don't like test every copy on the display base. But you can get them to display there. And that'd be nice if he had like two hooks for like both knives. I mean, you could kind of stick both knives in there. They get a little warped. what I would do, I remember what I would do, like, I'd give him, like, Power Ranger weapons, and I would sometimes, like, stick him up here in, like, the body, like, in his coat like this to kind of hold him in place. But yeah, so Kraven is pretty cool. Like I said, I'm not the most excited since I recently got the Spider-Man Classics version. I'm still glad to, like, you know, have this. What I'm most excited for is having this box set, like, brand new sealed. It's not sealed anymore because I opened it, but, you know, being the one to, like, take the figures out and experience them for the first time, that's, for me, that's, like, the important thing here. And after this, I'm probably going to put him, like, I'm going to twist tie him back up in the package, and I'm going to put him like that. I was thinking that I could do the same thing with, like my Venom, Green Goblin, and Spider-Man. Like, I put them back in the package, so they're, like, so I can still have the figures in the package in some sort of way. The other figure I want to take a look at next is Green Goblin. So let's take him out of here. Can we pop the glider? Oh, you can just pop the glider out. Nice. So this part is always, like, really loud. So I'm trying to, you know, be mindful of that. Untwist this here. Then we should be able to just pull this piece out. And then there goes Goblin. Nice. Okay, so I'm also going to just hook these back to where they were. You know, in case I put the figures back. Like, I'm probably going to do that. Like I said, I might just take some of the figures out and put them on display, and the other figures are going to be kept in the box. You know, like, my Green Goblin is, like, still in pretty good condition, so I could just keep him in the box. Okay, so let's get the display stand out of here. And then he has, like, all of his goodies, too. Move that more over there. And so here's Green Goblin. Is he going to be super stiff, too? This arm is a little bit loose. Oh, his joints are, like, I mean, they're still kind of stiff, you know, but they feel like they're not as stiff as Kraven's. Oh, there's, like, some paint chip. That's okay. Yeah, like, oh, all the joints on this guy are fairly decent, you know? His legs are a bit loose. No, are they? Not really, no. His legs are pretty good. Thigh's going to be tight, isn't it? Oh, no, he's not. He's not as tight as Kraven, so that's good. These boots are going to be crazy stiff. Never mind. Because on mine, these boots are, like, still crazy stiff on it. Oh, that's good. He's, like, his joints are, like, a bit on the looser side. He's not, like, floppy, but his joints are, like, they're not loose. They're, like, decent. What about the neck? The neck is a little bit tight. The neck doesn't have much much movement in it anyway. But yeah, he's like in good condition, you know? His legs, he looks kind of like he's kind of crooked there. As a comparison, here's my Green Goblin. You can see mine is dusty and, like, the paint looks like a different shade of paint, you know, like, and he has a custom glider here, but, like, yeah, this one just looks, the other one, it looks like it's been played with a lot, and so the paint is wearing off on it. There's, like, some stuff right there. You can put him on the base, and he slides on the base pretty good. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice. Unfortunately, I don't think there's not a way to put the glider on the display base. Like, it doesn't, like, you can't peg this on here or anything. There's, like, a hole in the back. Can you, oh, you could do that. You could plug, that's kind of dumb. That's not really going to, like, be useful, but you could do that, you know? Which I don't think you're supposed to. It'd be cool if it came with, like, an effect or whatever to plug into the back. But, how about putting glider on Goblin here. I do remember this not hooking the best. Yeah, it doesn't hook the best here. Like, you could still get him in, like, a pose or whatever, but if you, like, shake him around, he comes off the glider. It's not, like, super, super tight, like on a, like, for example, Onslaught Goblin here, or, like, the, or, like, pretty much any other Goblin, honestly. Like, this guy, too, the Amazing Spider-Man Hobgoblin. And, like, I've also got Mad Jack, a bunch of other goblins. But he doesn't stay on here the best, because these are, like, squishy PVC. They're not hard plastic. But yeah, you can put them on there. He also has his bag, which I always like to, it's pretty stiff. I always like to put it draped over his left shoulder. Because in the packaging for, like, I think Onslaught Green Goblin, it's over his left shoulder, and he takes them out with the right. Also, he has these butterfly joints, which, yeah, unfortunately, they just rub the paint off like crazy. Which, I don't know why they didn't just use green or purple joints for these pieces here. I might, what I might do, I don't want to modify these, but I might just add a little bit of, like, paint finish sealer on it that's matte. That way it keeps the paint from scratching off more. And, these bombs here, which are painted, they're painted very nicely. They're also matte as well. They look really cool. I do remember, however, that he can't really hold these too well. Like, I remember I would just, when he would hold them, I would just be holding it like this in his hand, I think. I remember I did lose these accessories really early on. I remember by the time I was 7, I didn't have his pumpkin bombs anymore. No, he can't hold these bombs, which is kind of unfortunate. You could try to wiggle them in there. I will, like I said several times, I will be doing actual individual reviews of all these figures, but this is just kind of, you know, for now. But yeah, he can't really, they didn't sculpt his hands to hold these, which, whatever, that's okay, you know. You can kind of get him to hold them like this, but he should really be holding this part like that, you know. He can't really do that, but, you know, you can kind of get him like that. There you go. I'm, I can't talk. It's a really good Goblin figure, you know. And this one, out of the box set, like, him and Kraven are relatively cheap compared to the other ones. Spider-Man is, like, in, like, the 70s and 80s as far as, like, price. As far as, like, cost, you know. Next, let's do Electro. So, mine has also suffered a lot of damage as well. Come on. Some twist this guy. I'm going to speed this up, actually. Yeah, just speed this up here. For the sake of convenience. For the sake of convenience, I keep a urinal in my cubicle. You could probably cut some of these parts out. Okay, so now all that's left is his glider, not his glider, his stand, and here's Electro. So his ab crunch is very slightly loose right here, but that's not really going to affect it. And here we go again. Oh, his joints are very smooth still. Yeah, his joints are pretty tight. That's good. I mean, they're tight, but they're not like stiff. It's hard to explain. That boot was a little bit stuck. Because one of the figures I opened before, which was Snapshot Spider-Man, all of his joints, including his finger joints, were like crazy super stiff, which is always scary, especially when you spend as much money as I did on this. Let's just say this was not $100. Yeah, all the joints are pretty tight. But yeah, when you're dealing with figures, especially that are like at this price point, like this Electro on his own is like $40. Because this is a really good Electro. This is probably Toy Biz's best. This probably is maybe still the best Electro figure available. Because this guy has, like, you know, super good ab crunch, good leg range, toe joints, which are not the most useful. And then I feel like his elbow goes farther back. And then he also has butterfly joints, which these are like some of Toy Biz's best butterfly joints. This one is pretty stiff. So I will say the plastic in some parts, like right here, it does look a little bit dirty, which, it's kind of okay, but it looks so cool to see this guy not, like, super janky looking because damage. Because, you know, playing with these things, like the butterfly joints, they start to shift out, and then it just doesn't look as good anymore, you know? I also had a voice crack. Sorry, guys, I'm still growing up. Here's the display stand, which all these are painted matte. At least these ones are so far, and look how cool that looks. I kind of wish he was closer to that color. Both these colors are good, but I honestly kind of would prefer if he looked like this color. But they're very sturdy as well. I think that's what it is. It's just a gray display stand with these peg holes on it, and then they just take this sort of image or sculpt of the character, and then they just glue it or something on top of it, which is, you know, pretty cool way to do it. And you can put him here on the base. Yeah, look at that guy. That looks so cool too. And yeah, I do have the Amazing Spider-Man. The toy is the Amazing Spider-Man 2006. What's it called? Electro, and that one has like the sculpted details. But this one, just the articulation is just like so good. Like these butterfly joints. It's Urban Legend Spider-Man's body, so he's got like super good articulation on it. You know, he's got big shoulders, but he can like you can cross his arms. So yeah, so I'm really excited to have this Electro. This is gonna be my main Electro now, and because my other one has like a lot of damage, like his butterfly joints are kind of loose and he has issues and stuff. His neck eventually broke as well. I'm just gonna put my version back in or the one that I got as a kid. I'm gonna put him back in the box here to sort of like just preserve him. I will say I'm most excited. I'm most excited for Spider-Man and Doc Ock because I do have the Spider-Man Classics Doc Ock, and I did have this one. In the meantime, I'm gonna take out. Let's take out Black Cat. Yeah, because because yeah, my Doc Ock, I lost it somehow. I don't remember like even playing with it. I remember I lost it very early. I might have taken it like to the grocery store or something. And so then my main Dr. Octopus, until I got like the Alfred Molina Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 by Toy Biz. You can't really see that. My main Dr. Octopus was the Spider-Man Classics version, which it's basically the same. That one just has different colors, different head sculpt, and then he doesn't have the fabric coat. But the tentacles, I think, are pretty much all the same. And here's Black Cat, and oh no, guys. I mean, I love this figure because an emotional attachment I have to it, or like this version of the character, like this kind of figure, but it sucks, dude. I will say the hair, except for that little dirtiness right there, is painted cleaner. Mine is just like, oh, the hair's not the good on that side, but mine had like crazy blue shading chunks. It didn't look like shading. It just looks, wow, her joints are also very smooth. It looks like someone just took like, they got paint on their hands and they smeared it on the figure's hair. Yeah, her arms are a bit loose. This joint here is really tight. Okay, I'm not going to risk it because that joint is super skinny. Her arms are nice. Yeah, all the joints are, yeah, it's so just like Craven had like super tight joints, and Electro didn't really have tight joints either. Her waist kind of clicks, you can hear that. Because there's like a little piece of plastic in there that's not like completely a circle. It's like, there's like a slight piece sticking out. Like probably maybe like less than a millimeter, but it's just enough to like, it kind of clicks. Like you can, compared to like Electro who like has no click. I mean, it is stiff, so it does kind of like make a sound still, but it's hers has like a click to it. And then we got these Toy Biz, come on. We got these hips here. They're a bit loose, they're loose from up here with this really awesome designed leg. Okay, I'm not gonna like make fun of this figure. I've already made fun of it and defended this figure several times in a bunch of videos, and I'm gonna get to complain about it and defend it again. Yeah, her joints are very nice though, I will say that. Their ankle pivot is also really good on this toe joint. But yeah, but like they're not loose. This is kind of like wiggles a little bit like that, but that's not really going to affect posing, considering that's like, that's not going to really affect posing there. What would affect posing is like if her ab crunch were loose or like her knees or something, and then the head joint doesn't really work because of the hair. But yeah, but there she is with her poor janky looking body, poor girl. And then we've also got her display stand. If I can pop this out, yeah, there we go. Her display stand here, which has a cat. It has like some scratches and stuff on it. Yeah, and it kind of attracts fingerprints there, but that's pretty cool. It's funny how like for pretty much all the characters except Spider-Man, they don't have like a logo. Maybe Venom has like the symbiote logo, or like the black suit Spider-Man logo. But these other guys, they were like, I don't know, let's put a cat on her base instead of like, I mean, they could put her face, but it would look terrible. But also, can she even, oh yes she can. I was going to say, can she even put her feet on the base? But yeah, she can. And also, one other thing is, in this box set, like I think Toy Biz is, like the reasoning why they chose these characters was because at the time, there was a Craven, there was obviously other Spider-Mans, there was, but there wasn't a Black Cat, Electro, or Venom that was superposable yet. for Spider-Man 6-inch figures. So this was like their way to like, hey, we make a box set. We could give 2 characters that aren't 6-inch scale yet. There was a Green Goblin, but he was using the Humberto Ramos design. So he looks like completely different. He doesn't look anything like this kind of comic version. Next up, so yeah, I think that's why they had Black Cat here. Even though she's not really on the Sinister Six, I think she's not really like, I mean, Green Goblin and Venom also aren't on the Sinister Six. I'm untying Venom here while I'm talking. But I think that's why they included these characters. Like, the behind-the-scenes reason is, like, we haven't made them yet, and making, like, a big box set is a cool way to just get, like, a bunch of these characters out. So instead of, like, doing a wave, they were just, like, at least this is what I think. It's a theory. It's not confirmed. But I think that's just what they might have thought, that they were just like, hey, we can just release these figures all together at once. Whoa, his base looks really weird. Yeah, just release all these figures in one box set, and then, you know, they could just buy all these characters that people, at the time, there was no other choice, really. There was Venom. Oh, and this leg is, his joints are good, too. But yeah, you know what I mean? Testing these out here. He's got those shark fins from Sabretooth. I'm sorry, this is such an awkward thing to put on camera that it's, like, really hard to do. He's got, like, a butterfly joint in his thumb. Yeah, his joints are pretty nice as well. And I know I have not opened this, in case you're wondering. This is the first time opening it. So yeah, these joints are just like, wow, it's surprising how well these joints are not like stuck. I mean, I also did open the Black Suit Spider-Man, which I can show you here. Move like that. That Black Suit Spider-Man over there. That one I opened it brand new as well, and his joints were kind of stiff, but they weren't, like, you know, locked. Like, Kraven's legs are, like, super stiff. Yeah, Venom, his waist is, like, a little bit loose right here, but it's not going to affect it, you know. Legs, they move too and everything. I'm just testing all the joints, you know. Yeah, everything on this guy seems to be good, too. The only thing is this shoulder is a bit tight. On mine, the shoulder eventually broke, which I could show you. Here's mine. You can see how much faded he looks and how, like, he looks like he's crapping out. And my shoulder on mine, it broke off eventually. So, yeah, so these guys, mine have been through hell. You know, as a 4-year-old playing with these figures, they definitely go through a lot of damage, you know. Like, my first ever Spider-Man figure, he looks like he's been tortured. But don't worry, I love that figure. I didn't torture it, but as like I got it when I was like 2, so as a 2 and 3-year-old, you don't really know how to treat your toys with the most respect, you know. His leg is kind of warped from being in the package. I'm probably going to heat his leg up here so I can straighten it out more like that, you know. But yeah, so there's Venom. He also has these armpit joints, which they only come out this far. Mine come out, I mean, the other one, they're all mine, but mine, the one that I had as a kid, it comes out way more. I don't want to risk breaking it. I'm just going to leave it like that. The joint is super useful. It's just on Venom, they just don't come out too far. But yeah, so also it's interesting how that's the way his head looks. Come on, dude. He's way too tall. That's how his head looks. And that's how his face looks. Or that's how his face is. That's how it is on the base. So, like, completely different design for Venom. The eyes are similar and the teeth are similar. But, like, the mouth, like, the tongue is... He doesn't have a tongue on this head sculpt here. But yeah, so there's Venom. Also, I'm very excited to have this Venom again. He's probably one of my favorite Venoms. Honestly, I don't think Toy Biz, with 6-inch figures, I don't think they ever really made a bad Venom. Like, Black Cat, that's a bad figure there. I don't think they ever made, like, a figure that sucks with Venom. Some people say it's kind of lazy because it's like a repaint of Sabretooth, but almost all of Hasbro figures are repaints. So, like, you know, there's that. Dr. Octopus... I want to do Dr. Octopus next. So let's go ahead and untie Doc Ock here. These twist ties are also, like, just very nostalgic. Like, were you guys, I don't remember if Hasbro ever did twist ties on their figures. I think they did twist ties on their, like, the Spider-Man Origins line from 2006. But I don't remember if they ever did Marvel Legends had twist ties. I don't know, but, like, Marvel Legends nowadays, they just make the plastic super tight so the figures, like, they don't fall out of the box. Because that's part of the reason Toy Biz did this, so the figures don't fall out. And I undid the tie, so he should pop out here. Oh, year. Oh, I thought I broke the wrist. Oh, no. I mean, I know they, like, part of the reason people say they put the twist ties was so, you know, the figures, like, when you take, so people can't steal them. And also because if you try to steal, like, one of these figures off, like, a store shelf, it's going to make, like, this crazy noise, and then people are going to be like, what's going on over there? And then they're going to find you. But, I mean, you know, it's still kind of annoying. And these tentacles, they feel a little sticky. Oh, it's because they had, like, the tape on them. They're only sticky, like, here where the tape was. But yeah, look at that. They're kind of floppy. I know. These tentacles kind of suck. But, like I said, I think I said it in this video, one of the past videos, is how, even if the figures, let's say hypothetically these figures were, like, the worst figures ever made, because the emotional connection to these, I wouldn't care. Because to me, what makes this enjoyable, other than, like, the figures, most of them are pretty good. Like, I would say, like, maybe 5 out of the 7 figures are good. Like, you know, we got a very solid Venom, good Electro. Kraven is, like, a repaint. And Spider-Man's one of the best Spider-Man figures ever. Not even just by Toy Biz. His tentacles are, like, kind of wrapped up here. These feel very nice compared to mine. Mine are like mine are also played with a lot, but it's like a much darker, like dull kind of color. This one claw piece here is a little bit kind of deformed. Stuff like that, they've just been in the box so long that some parts are they're just gonna be kind of messed up a little bit, you know, because they're warped. But yeah, this is a little sticky in parts. It's kind of weird. Here's his display stand, which it's cool that they have, like, these heads that are actually sticking out. Like, all the bases are 3D, but these ones have parts that actually stick out. I mean, Venom's tongue does as well. Come on. But that's pretty cool. The glasses don't match his glasses. And I don't even think he can fit on the base. Can he? Oh, no, he can, actually. Never mind. He can. Dude, come on. We go from, like, Venom, who's, like, 7.5 inches tall, to, like, Doc Ock, who's, like, maybe, like, 4.5. Oh, I forgot to prepare his joints. Oh no, his joints are good. I swear I thought I broke this wrist, but no, it's kind of loose. I think on my Spider-Man Classics version, his head clicked. His wrists were very loose, so I had to tighten him with glue dots. And look at that. He's got, like, the weird problem where he has, like, the stomach and then he has a crotch. He doesn't have, like, waist. The knees, everything, all the joints are, like, solid on this guy. They're not like super loose or anything, which that's really good, you know. And then we have the moment of truth, the moment of I don't like this moment because it's not a very good moment. Okay, before I put the tentacles on, I just kind of, like, cleared some of the debris, like these little twist ties and stuff. But yeah, so here we go. This part is giving me flashbacks of having this one, and also the Classics version. Which way do you turn? Oh, no. Oh, they're actually... Oh, never mind. They're pretty stiff. But yeah, I remember having, like, flashbacks of telling my mom, Mom, the tentacles, they don't stay in, like, what do I do? And she's like, well, we could super glue them. And that one came off. Yeah, that's why you're gonna super glue them. Okay. Yeah, see, like, these tentacles, the connecting sucks. Like, they're way too lightweight to make them stand. Come on, dude. They're way too lightweight to actually hold his weight, but it's kind of more just for the look of, like, posing it, you know. But yeah, so these tentacles are very floppy and loose. Like, you can see they just flop around. Come on, there we go. I twist. They stay on very secure into his back. It's just they're like the connector is very loose. But yeah, you can see you can plug them in here. You could still definitely pose this guy up with these tentacles. I mean, you can't, like, pose him like he's suspended in the air, but, you know, they do hold their pose. It's just the connector into the back just sucks, you know. Like, the bendableness is good. It definitely works, but it's just, like, you can see, like, the plastic where they plug in, the plastic is, like, this long, but the tentacles are, like, this long. So it kind of just comes out because, like, the plastic is, like, as this far where my thumb ends. So, like, when you plug them in, I can't talk. When you put them in, they just flop where they connect. So it's kind of unfortunate. Like, look at this guy. He's a disaster. I'm probably going to do some modification. I'm not going to do, like, anything crazy like super gluing or anything. I am gonna super glue this tentacle back into the socket here, but I'm probably gonna just put I'm gonna put a zip tie around it, so that I might not, I don't know. I might put something there to keep him his tentacles a bit more stable. And also the other cool thing is you can take his lab coat off, which looks kind of like a trench coat. It looks like a bathrobe, and because how short he is, he looks kind of weird compared to these guys, you know. But you can like take the lab coat off, and then he has the green arms that match. I can't talk, guys. I'm sorry. And then so we take that off. He has like the green arms underneath, which is that's pretty cool. Lastly, we got Spider-Man, the one I'm debatably probably the most excited for out of these ones, just because mine has been through hell. Like, his neck broke several times. His butterfly joints are going kind of bad. His legs and his ab crunch are super loose. You know, I just played with it forever, so he definitely has some loose joints to him, and he's like, his paint is coming off. Like, he looks way paler compared to this one, which is how he looks like originally. And there's the figure. Before I like touch him anymore, I'm gonna set him down right here. We're gonna take the display stand out, which is objectively less fun than the actual figure. Come on, there's a display stand. Sorry, my chair squeaks a lot. Take these twist ties. You know, I'm probably gonna put the figures, or maybe some of them, I'm gonna put them back in the box just for the looks. And I'm going to move my camera back to a normal position here. Man, my phone battery is running low here. We're at 44%. Come on, my tripod. And here is Spider-Man. And, dude, look at that. That's awesome. Look at that. Unfortunately, yeah, his ab crunch is kind of loose. Oh, man. Oh, well, that kind of sucks. Okay, so, like, making sure these joints are all okay. Yeah, his joints are, like, I feel like I remember his neck joint and his ab crunch maybe being loose from the start, but that's kind of unfortunate, you know. Like, all the other joints, they seem to be, like, fairly solid, or, like, they're, oh dear, like, they're like, they're not loose, but they're also not, you know, tight that they're stuck. This shoulder might be. But yeah, like, this is one example here among many others. Like, look at the wash on his shoulder compared to mine. It just completely just straight up red and pink it almost looks. It's being played with to death. This is what it does to you. Your paint just completely wears off and you look like you're like dying. You know, finger hinges, everything works good. You know, also thinking about it, this is just an engineering marvel that they were able to get individual finger joints to work on a figure this size. I mean, this neck joint is just so fun to use. Like, look at that. He's got a hinge in the base of his neck where it connects to his torso, and then he has one in the head. Like, the articulation on this guy is phenomenal. Butterfly joints, armpit joints they're not, I mean, they're kind of tight. But that's good that they're tight. They're not tight like stuck, you know, like Kraven the Hunter's thighs were. That's really scary. I gotta remember to be patient. And unfortunately, barely doing that, the paint just rubs off there. I don't know, I didn't just use red, I can't talk, blue disc hinges for these parts. Like how they also, I mean, they painted the pins. The paint is going to stay pretty good on those pins on the legs. Boots, ankles, toe joint, the knees. All the joints on this guy they're fairly solid here. You know, that one was a bit tight, ankle's a bit tight. But they're tight, but they're not, like, too tight. I'm so tired that I can't say other words, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, just the ab crunch is, like, yeah, his legs aren't loose. I'm shaking him and the legs don't shake, but the ab crunch is kind of loose. I might try to tighten that. I might not. I don't know. It just depends. And the thing I thought that mine could do, just because it was old, is that you can push his shoulders up higher. So his shoulders don't look like they're like sagging. This one, I can do the same. But man, look at the color difference here. This is the exact same figure. They had the exact same wash, same packaging, came out the same year. Look at the shades of these. This one has like a heavy wash to it. It does. But this one has been played with so much that, like, that part's kind of cracked. His legs got loose. I tightened his legs in his ab crunch, but his legs all of a sudden just got crazy loose again. But yeah, like, and butterfly joints are broken. Neck is all messed up. He drilled a hole in his head on accident. But yeah, so you can see, like, this is what owning a toy for 20 years, getting it as a 4-year-old looks like, and this is what a brand new mint condition version looks. I'm going to do a versus between my figures and these ones to sort of show you guys, like, you know, the de-evolution, I guess, from brand new sealed in the box to 20 years of playing. You know, whoa, my tripod is so unstable here. It's like hanging off the desk. But yeah, so there is Spider-Man, and here is his display base as well, which is painted pretty cleanly. You know, they got the lines on there pretty nice. There's a couple parts, like right here, where it's not, you know, perfect, but it overall looks pretty good. Oh, and also there's some black on the white, but if you look at it like this, you don't see it, but if it's like that, you do see it, you know. Very nice. It's also matte finish, which is really nice on these, that they have a matte finish paint. I will say, I'm kind of nervous about dirtying Dr. Octopus's coat. Because it's just straight up regular white fabric. It doesn't have like any sort of like finish or anything over it, like some kind of like pleather kind of texture or anything to it. So I feel like this could get dirty very easily. I might even just keep him in the box and just keep my other one on display so his coat doesn't get, like, you know, any dirtier or whatever. But yeah, so that's honestly all for this unboxing. There is also the poster book, which is going to be its own separate video. But yeah, so, man, look at these guys, dude. They're awesome. They're like, his ab crunch is loose, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so I'm just so happy to have this again. Out of this box set, like I said, I do own all of them, which you might be thinking, well, dude, why would you buy it if you already own them? And, well, I bought them again because, like I said, mine are just, like, in terrible condition with all these years of play. I just wanted them in good quality, and honestly, buying this box set, it was expensive, I'm gonna be honest, but buying just Spider-Man on his own on eBay, he's like, the cheapest I've seen is like $70, and then like Venom is like 40, Electro's like 40, Doc Ock with all his stuff is like around 40 as well, Black Cat is like 10, Kraven with all of his accessories, you can't really even find him, Green Goblin without his bag and all of his stuff missing is like 15, so in the end, it's cheaper to just hope you find a box set. Like, even if you buy a box set for like $250, which, by the way, that is a huge scalp. That is like 30 times more expensive than retail if it's like $250 or whatever. I got it like way cheaper than that, but it's still a scalp, but it's like relatively cheap compared to like Spider-Man on his own being like, I've seen him go for like as much, like in a bid for like $150. So paying like about $150 for all guys brand new, sealed in the package, never opened before, is less, you know what I mean? It's hard to justify, like, because these aren't worth like $150, honestly, because the box set was sold in stores for like $60. So I mean, I don't know, it's kind of hard to like really decipher this. But yeah, so these are all the figures here. Like I said, I will be doing a full in-depth review of all these guys. I will be doing a sort of overall versus on these guys. I'll be going over sort of my reasoning and my explanation as to why Toy Biz chose these characters for this box set, even though canonically this was never really a team that happened in the comics. Like, Venom and Green Goblin were never in the Sinister Six, and maybe Black Cat wasn't either. But either way, that's all for this video. My throat is burning from all this talking. Let me know what you think about this box set. Let me know, just based on this first glance, who you think is the best figure here. What's your personal favorite figure out of these guys? And yeah, that's all for this video. So I will see you guys in the next video. Wow.